Hello, I'm Randy here, and we're playing Farming Simulator 17 on Gold Crest Valley, and we are starting off by harvesting some sunflowers here this episode. Went ahead off-screen, picked up the Capello sunflower header here. I was hoping to try to do it with either the Draper header or maybe the corn header, and I haven't tried the corn header yet, by the way, folks. I don't know if it works or not. I just went ahead and bought this header, just that way I know it works. But I was, hoping not to have to buy this, and I'd wait till we get a larger combine and then buy the larger header. But yes, unfortunately, the Draper header does not work for sunflowers. Someone left in the comments that the corn header does, and unfortunately, I did not see that comment in time. I do have the corn header. It is in, I think it's in that shed right there, if I recall correctly. But yes, I went ahead and picked this up off screen. Unfortunately, I have to drive the combine all the way down to the shop. I went ahead and picked up a header trailer, by the way, too, so I could haul both headers at the same time. One on the combine and then one on the trailer. But yes, had to drive all the way down to the shop here with this combine. And, being the combine, it's a little bit slower, unfortunately, so... I've noticed one thing with this Capello header here. We are able to go 9 miles an hour. I don't know if that's intended or, a little bit of a bug there that we can go 9 miles per hour harvesting. I'm not particularly familiar with sunflower harvesting, so maybe anybody that's more familiar with it will have to let me know. Can you harvest sunflowers quicker than you can the other crops or something? Anyway, we also have a hired worker still working on plowing up. Let's see, what number field is that? That is number 22 yet, I believe. Making some progress down there. Definitely need to work on getting a larger plow here as well. So next time around, I don't believe anything needs to be plowed, so we probably won't need a plow yet. We'll have to double check the menu there. Seems what the field status is. But as far as I know, I don't believe any fields should need to be plowed this time around. Probably next time around, for the next, or after the next harvest, I believe probably this set of 3 fields here, the set of 3 fields we owned initially, will probably need to be plowed again. And yeah, hopefully by then we'll be able to afford a larger plow. We should have a tractor that can pull a larger plow here. The Fendt should be able to handle a somewhat larger plow. And of course by then too, we might have some larger tractors too. We'll have to see once. Also, doesn't look like sunflowers are very high yield either, kind of like the soybeans there. We got quite a bit of this field harvested already, and we're, what, 3/4 full, so not too bad, but... It occurs to me we could probably check the shop here. I didn't look at that. So, yes, wheat, barley, canola, and soybeans for that header. The corn header can do sunflowers according to that. So I could have probably saved the money on this header. Like I was saying there, folks, I was hoping to save the money on this and, get a larger combine and then be able to get... Yes, I believe it's that header there. So that'll fit like the 7130, 7760, and 9230. Seems like it should fit more combines than that. So that's going to start at the 7130. That'd be that one right there, I guess. Not even sure what the 760 is, actually. Looking at it, let me go back and look at this here, folks. What, where's that header again? There it is. It's the 7130, the 760, and the 9230. That 7130, that's the case combines, case 7130, and then the case 9230. That's the really big case combine. But what is the 760 then? Oh, okay, the Roche de la Mache. 760, okay. And it probably fits all the bigger combines as well, I'm guessing. The Fendt combines, by the way, are a mod from Giants. So for those who are wondering about the Fendt combines there. But yeah, for the next combine, I'm definitely looking at either probably this Massey Ferguson here, or the next bigger, which would be like a really big Massey Ferguson. We'll probably go with like the next size up here first. Try to use as much of the equipment as we can, rather than just progressing straight to the biggest equipment. Also a note, I've changed out the real-time mod. Not entirely sure I'm liking this version of it. I might actually go back to the original one I had there. This is the real-time mod that is found on the Farming Simulator mod hub. So yeah, I might actually change that out. Might go back to the original one I had, which is off of... I think it was also off the mod hub, but not the Farming Simulator mod hub. It was actually off the modhub.com website, or I think maybe it was .com. I don't remember now if it was .com or .something else, but yeah, it's off the other mod hub. It's a little bit confusing there, because the Farming Simulator there calls their mod website the mod hub, and then there's also actually a mod hub website, so a little bit confusing there. But like I was saying, I might actually go back to... Oh, we are full. Might actually go back to the original time mod. And we got the Joskin trailers right over yonder here. And let's see, while that is emptying, nice thing is you can bring up the menu now and the game will continue to run in the background, so you can actually look at, like prices and stuff here. So, sunflowers. $1,361 at Denton Bakery. Pretty good price there. Now, seeing as how the corn header can harvest sunflowers as well, I wonder if there's actually an advantage of having this particular header, at least in the game anyway. Now, I was trying to look around in the cab here, folks, and I'm realizing I cannot look around. Like I mentioned before, I'm using the Tobii iX eye tracker. And when you have eye tracking enabled in Farming Simulator, you cannot actually use the mouse to look around, at least not that I know of. It doesn't seem to work. The only way you can look around in the cab is actually with the eye tracker. And unfortunately, my USB 3.0 port at the moment is being buggy again. Like I said in the past, I've had a lot of issues with the USB 3.0 ports on my computer. And this is like the only device I have at the moment that actually requires 3.0, USB 3.0. Everything else I have, I can put in USB 2.0, so that's what I've done, even though it's slower. The USB 2.0 ports always work. Well, at the moment, my USB 3.0 ports aren't working here again. So I've got to figure out why that is. But yes, I still have eye tracking enabled, so I can't look around in the cab. Oh well. Not the fault of the Tobii iX eye tracker. It's the fault of my computer and its silly USB 3.0 ports that, as long as I've had this computer, folks, they basically never have worked. I've always had issues with them. I've got a USB 3.0 card reader as well. Works really good, really fast, plugged into 3.0 port. But the problem is the 3.0 port hardly ever works. So getting it to actually work at just too much of a pain, so I just go with the slower 2.0 ports for the card readers. Kind of nice you can actually harvest here at 9 miles per hour. Seems like a whole lot quicker. I mean, 9 versus 6, I guess it's not really that much quicker, but it seems a lot quicker harvesting the sunflowers here. Also, I'd like to get into the radishes this time around as well, if we can. I believe we actually have the money for that. I know in the shop here under weeders, this particular weeder here, I guess if you want to call it that anyway, can plant the radishes. I'm assuming probably our current seeder probably can as well. I'm assuming that's the radish symbol there anyway. So we probably don't need to get the weeder, at least this time around anyway, if we want to go with some oil seed radishes. Now, my understanding with those, you pretty much plant them, and then you cultivate them under, and you get 1 level of fertilization that way. I don't believe it gives you anything else. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but as far as I know, it just gives you 1 level of fertilization. It's kind of like cultivating like we did last time we did the cultivating there. It just gives you 1 level of fertilization. It doesn't actually have anything to do with weeds. It just provides 1 level of fertilization. Basically an easy way for Farming Simulator to add cultivators into the game. Call them weeders. And really not add any actual, or need to add any actual functionality to them other than provide fertilizer. Although it would be kind of cool if they actually did add, you know, like the weed mod of some sorts into the game. I'm sure the soil mod will come out for this game as well at some point. So for those who like playing with weeds and more advanced fertilizer types, soil mod will probably come out at some point, I would have to imagine. Soil mod was always an interesting concept. Didn't really play with it a whole lot back in Farming Simulator 15. I think we used it on maybe, what, a couple of maps, maybe 2 or 3 maps from what I recall. I know like the States map there, I believe we played with the soil mod, and I forget the name of the other map. I'm pretty sure we had 1 other map, maybe 2 other maps as well that we had the soil mod on. It just seemed like with the soil mod, after a while, it pretty much all you did was spray your fields. So, got a little sickening after a while. And the issue, you know, with the soil mod as well, you always had to have, or you didn't have to have manure, but if you wanted to do something other than spraying, you would have to have slurry or manure. And that, you know, of course, required animals, and actually having enough slurry or manure to do anything with, unless you could actually buy slurry or manure, is pretty hard. So it's one of the things I never really liked about it. Not really the soil mod's fault, like I said. It's more like the animals in Farming Simulator just do not produce enough slurry or manure to really do anything with. And we are full again. Okay, not too bad. I know somebody was asking if I would be using the crop destruction. I think they were asking more for the multiplayer server than single player, but answer to both is absolutely not. I have no intentions of using the crop destruction. either in the multiplayer server or single player. And like I said in the past about that, I've said this in 15 as well, one of the reasons I don't use anything that does or causes crop destruction. Number one, I don't find it altogether that realistic. At least depending on what type of crop you're running in anyway. And then two, you know, with hired workers and course play and all that good stuff, really don't have as much control of your hired workers, you know, running over crop. Now, they do have one cool feature to my understanding, and like I said, folks, I've not tried the crop destruction mod, but to my understanding, with the current crop destruction mod, the one that's out by Giants on the Farming Simulator mod hub, if you use the care wheels, the little narrow wheels, then it will actually not cause crop destruction, which is a pretty cool feature, I thought. Let's see if we can find a tractor here a moment that actually has narrow wheels. Let's just see what's here. New Holland, do you have narrow wheels? Yes, narrow tires. So yes, like I was saying, to my understanding, if you use the narrow tire option there, then it will not cause crop destruction. Now, one thing I'm not sure about either, I know back in Farming Simulator 15, crop destruction always destroyed the grass as well, which really annoyed me. That was probably like one of the biggest things I never used crop destruction, because it always destroyed the grass in Farming Simulator 15. I don't know if they've changed that for 17 or not. But yeah, I always found that to just be like the stupidest, you know, driving over the grass destroys it. It's like, really? Now, it's possible, maybe, I don't know, a limitation in the game. Maybe you can't really actually control that. I don't know, but like I said, driving in row crops, sunflowers here, I think we planted those row crop. The soybeans as well, we planted row crop. The corn, we planted row crop. Driving in any of those type of crops, unless you're doing something like terribly wrong, you're not going to destroy the crops. Now, of course, wheat, soybeans, if you plant them with a grain drill, barley, canola, those type of crops, yes, obviously when you drive on them, you do have the potential to destroy them. All depends at what age you drive on them as well. You know, if they're just starting to come up and you put fertilizer on or spray, it's not probably going to hurt them. But if they're a little more advanced, getting to the later stage of growth, then yes, obviously driving on those type of crops will destroy them. Okay, just about done with the field here. And like I said, we'll probably actually have time to get into a little bit of corn harvesting here this episode as well. Didn't realize the header here would allow us to go 9 miles per hour. I figured it'd be an entire episode of sunflower harvesting here. And looks like our hired worker is still going there. Speaking of the hired workers, I added the hired helper. I think it's the hired helper mod, or something along those lines. So if you notice, my hired worker now has a name. Fayette? Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right or not, but our hired worker actually has a name now rather than just being helper A or helper B or something like that. Anyway, we'll read a couple comments here in a moment. Parker was saying, so silos have a limit in Farming Simulator 17. Yes. You cannot just dump unlimited crops into your silos anymore in Farming Simulator 17. I don't know what the limit is. I don't know if it shows it or not. But there is a limit on the silos, and if you want to increase the limit, you actually have to buy more silos, and they are under the placeables in the shop here. So you got a small silo extension, looks like that adds 50,000, and a large one which adds 100,000. So no longer just, you know, dumping unlimited amounts of crop into your silos. Like I said, I don't know what the limit is. I've never ran into it single player here yet. Multiplayer, I know we've ran into it. Yeah, like several times in the multiplayer server. Not sure why the header shut off there. Yes, that's actually probably a good thing for the multiplayer server. I know on the multiplayer server, we always had a bad habit of, just harvesting and leaving it in the silos all the time. You go check the silo and you have a couple million liters worth of whatever crop in there, of several different crop types. But yes, unless we increase the size of our silos, don't have to worry about that anymore. Okay, there we go. That field is wrapped up. Definitely nice how they've done the dynamic fill planes again in Farming Simulator 17 here. I don't know that they've really improved it from 15. It looks pretty much identical to me. They've definitely added, the dynamic fill planes there for the silage bunkers. Definitely a cool feature there. Okay, let's grab the corn header here. And off screen there, I'll probably just take that Fendt tractor there and straight up sell the sunflowers. Don't know if I have any in storage or not. I'll have to double check. If I do, we'll take whatever we have in storage and sell them as well. Oh, this header's a little bit too wide to fit in there, isn't it? Okay. I guess I probably should have just put it back on the trailer. Maybe I'll do that here in a moment. Do I have a tractor around here? No, I don't. Other than the Fendt. I noticed there's two header trailer sizes here in Farming Simulator 17. I wasn't sure which one to get, so to be safe, I just went ahead and got the longer trailer here. I wasn't sure if the shorter trailer would be able to hold this header or not. So yes, this header trailer is a little bit large for this sunflower header. And we'll just shut that tractor off. Oh, hey, look at that. My USB 3.0 ports are working again. My tracker's working. Nice. I can actually look back and forth again. Okay, cool. I have to get out here so I can actually see where we're at. I guess that's as close as we can get it. Doesn't seem like it actually raised that header up enough. I don't know what's up with that. I didn't have any issues really getting it on the trailer. Well, this corn header's barely wide enough for the combine here. 4 rows at a time. Yeehaw. Might take a while. Oh, 3 meters wide. Okay. Well, I guess we'll start with the corn here. Just a reminder here again, for those of you that play on the multiplayer server, we will be changing TeamSpeak servers. Probably should have mentioned this earlier in the video here, but we'll be changing TeamSpeak servers. I put up a quick little video announcing that as well. Due to the fact that my current TeamSpeak server is attached to the Farming Simulator 15 server, I need to be able to separate those, so I have a new TeamSpeak server, and we'll be moving over to that here probably another day or so, and the old TeamSpeak server will be going away. Reason for that is because the Farming Simulator 15 server will be converted over to a Farming Simulator 17 server. So for at least a while here, folks, potentially we'll probably be running 2 Farming Simulator 17 multiplayer servers. Not entirely sure at this point what I'm going to do with the second one. Like I mentioned, maybe possibly in the future here, do like a logging server, and then just a normal map or something. We'll have to see once. Petter was saying you should remap your keys for unloading in the pit. Change it to just 1 key instead of Control-I. Actually would be a good idea, I would have to say. I'm not sure if I like the idea of numpad 8, but yeah, definitely changing it to something else. I know, like I mentioned too, with the Farming Simulator steering wheel there, it's 15 and 14 to unload, I think it was. But I have to change that to like just 15 or just 14 or something. Not sure why they set it up that way. Seems kind of odd, but oh yes, here's the comment here. Khan was saying the corn header will work for sunflowers. Like I said, I didn't see that comment in time here. In addition to that, I've only got a 4-row header here, so probably actually was a good purchase there with the sunflower header. Allows you to go a little bit faster. Definitely a little bit wider as well. Almost twice as wide, actually. JM Master was asking, hey, what is that mod you're using that adds the red and green lines? Well, that is the GPS mod. Like I said before, one of my more favorite mods. And it's probably one of the few mods you'll see me use like almost every single episode. At least if, you know, I'm doing harvesting or cultivating or anything like that that involves field work. He also asked, is it available for the Xbox or PlayStation, or is it only for PC? As far as I know, it's only available for PC. Like I said in the past, I don't have a console, so I can't confirm that. I don't have a console version of Farming Simulator 17, so I don't know what mods are available out there for Farming Simulator 17 on the console. Izzy was saying, water is on the main farm at the Spigot. Spigot, I think that's actually right up by the trailer there, somewhere on that side. Oh, there it is, actually right there. I don't know if folks can see that over there or not. It's kind of right by our yellow Joskin trailer there. Like I said, for the cows there, I just dunked the trailer in the river. I didn't feel like driving all the way up to the main farm here to get water. Izzy was also saying you could buy the placeable one. I'll have to check that. I didn't know there was a placeable water. Oh, yes, there is. 18,000 though. Placeable water tower. That might actually kind of be beneficial. put one up by the cows there or something. I thought there was a water spigot in town there somewhere as well. I thought I'd seen, but I couldn't find one. At least when I went looking for one anyway. Anyway, folks, looking at time, looks like it's about time to wrap up the episode. So that you folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching, and till next time.